My name is Liz Goddard from Revive Your Soul. I've been putting together an A to Z of glossary terms when people are going through the breakup or the end of a relationship, toxic or emotionally abusive relationship. Some of the words that people will come across. So we're on S for scapegoating, sexual coercion, shaming, silent treatment, sociopath, soulmates, and the Stockholm Syndrome. So the first one's scapegoating. We've already done this with the golden child. Scapegoating is where one person is picked out amongst a group. So that can be in the family unit. That was what I was describing in the golden child. And I was using friends as an example. If you look at Monica and Ross's relationship with their parents, it can be in the workplace, and it can be where, and people will then come together. They might see it's going on but deny that it's going on, and not protect the person that's being singled out. So as I said, it can be in a group of, it can be in a group, it can be in the workplace, in family. Yeah, so the scapegoating is the singling out of a person. So you have the golden child can't do anything wrong, the scapegoat is blamed for everything, and probably sought out in a way to make sure that they were part of it and punished, and it looks like it's all their fault. S is for sexual coercion, and this is sexual, unwanted sexual activity. So we're all aware that rape involves the penetration without consent, and this is quite a grey area, sexual coercion. It's unwanted sexual activity where you're pressured, whether it's tricked or threatened in some way. To have it's a non-physical threat or trickery. It can be to perform an act or take part in something. It could be that you feel if you don't, it's a really grey area, but it could be that if you feel you don't carry out this act or do what this person wants, there's going to be consequences. So that could be the end of the relationship, or this person is going to, something else is going to happen if you don't go along with what their wants and needs are. So this could be that that you find out that they're seeing someone behind your back, and that the reason they're doing that is for a different sexual need, and feel that if you don't do that sexual act, then you're going to lose the relationship. And it's really hard, because I know people would say, well, why would you, people might not understand that. And that's why it's really crucial that you find a tribe of people that do understand. And because you've been brainwashed into thinking that this is a relationship that you need and is really beneficial for you. Shaming. So this is a technique, and it's a bit like the projection. So the shaming technique is where they change, they divert the behavior, their bad behavior, and they project onto you. So it's making you believe that you're the problem, and in order for them to stay in control and look like the good person. So you might go, might go into a conversation, or there might be an argument that comes out of it, and you actually come away believing that actually you're in the wrong. And the silent treatment is a passive-aggressive form of emotional abuse, where they will show their displeasure by withdrawing from you. So that might be withdrawing from the relationship. It might be withdrawing from the environment that you're in at that point. And it's the non-verbal gestures as well. So S is also for sociopath, but they have a weak conscience. They know that something might be wrong, however, it doesn't stop them doing it. They feel no guilt, no remorse. They might show it, they might be able to put on an act and show, that those emotions, but it is an act, it is a mask. They lack empathy, they are prone to emotional outbursts, so things like the fits of rage. And soulmates, S is for soulmates. So these are manufactured when I'm talking about soulmates. This is a manufactured soulmate. So this is done in the idealization stage, where you're told, how amazing you are, how this relationship is created around you. They're watching everything you do and listening to everything that you say, and this relationship is where they're manufacturing a soulmate relationship. They're telling you that you're meant to be together, how amazing you are, and that that you are soulmates. They're creating a bond. A fake future is also taking place as well. So this is manufactured soulmates. This is where they put you in a false relationship because they're pretending to be. They listen to what you're looking for, and they're being that person. And I've heard of a few, and I know people that have done this as well, and written a letter to the universe and then and shared it. And I remember somebody saying to me, I now wonder whether actually sharing it to the universe, because they'd said that they'd done the same. And that's twice that I've heard of that happening, and saying, I wonder whether if I hadn't have shared the letter, because everything was in there of the person I was looking for. And of course they turned up in this form with this, wearing this mask. So that's manufactured soulmates. So Stockholm Syndrome is when a hostage or a victim, or a kidnapped victim or a victim of abuse, actually has a sense of loyalty to their captor or their abuser. Actually gets its name from a bank robbery in 1973, 23rd of August 1973, where a robbery went wrong. And the robber took 4 employees as hostages for 6 days. He was able to make contact with a friend of his who was out on bail, I can't remember what for, petty theft. And he was able to negotiate that. He went in to the bank and was captor along with, I think his name was Jan Erik Olsen. So forgive me if that's wrong. So he was taken into the bank, and they held these 4 captors. When they were released, the police were quite shocked at how they stood up for and were very protective over the 2. So this Stockholm Syndrome is where the happens during the idealization stage, where a lot of care is given, a lot of attention is given to hook you into this relationship, to make you believe they're actually looking after you and looking out for you and caring for you, and everything they do is for you. It's where you believe that they're in love with you, where you believe that they're soulmates, where they're ticking every box. Everything that you've ever needed in life, in a relationship, is done in this idealization stage. And what they do is they then put little tiny bits in there in the devaluation, just to see how hooked you are and how protective you are of the relationship. And if you're not quite ready, they put a bit more effort into the idealization stage, and then it's just like flipping a switch between one personality to another. It's a survival instinct that's going on as well. So instead of seeing the abuse as threatening to you and your health, you justify it to other people. So where people might say to you, but that doesn't sound right, or are you sure? That's when you'll go into protective mode and you'll make excuses for this person. And it's, this is your soulmate. This is, this is your manufactured soulmate. So of course you're going to be protecting that. Okay, so that's the S's. So S is for scapegoating, sexual coercion, shaming, silent treatment, sociopath, manufactured soulmates, and the Stockholm Syndrome.